Imagine you've just built your new physical AI product, but you need to get it connected to the cloud. Well, there's a couple ways you can do that. You could use Wi-Fi, you could use cellular, or you could use satellite connection. But what if you use all three in one product? Well, that's No Card for Skylo, created by Blues, and I'm going to have a little chat with Brandon from Blues to find out more about this product. Brandon, great to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
What do you do at Blues?
So I'm the Senior Vice President of Product and Developer Experience at Blues.
Awesome. And so at Blues, you claim that Blues is the cheat code to creating smart, connected products.
Right.
And you've recently come out with the Note Card for Skylo. Tell me, where does this fit in to your overall ecosystem?
That's a great question. The Note Card for Skylo is our first and an industry first module that has cellular, Wi-Fi, and NTN Satellite baked into one embeddable module. So you get 3 radio access technologies in one. That's really important for us because when we started as a company back in 2018 and launched our first products in 2020, we started with cellular. That was the piece we wanted to crack. The first cheat code was ultimately making it easier to build cellular connected products. We added Wi-Fi a couple of years later as we started getting into cellular plus Wi-Fi 2-in-1. No Card for Skylo is our first 3-in-1 product, so customers can very easily, in a single product, target all 3 of those radio access technologies without duplikating, without adding additional radios or additional modules into their ultimate.
And this is all on M.2 format.
It's all on M.2.
Into your note carriers.
It absolutely does. Yeah, so any of our note carriers, which are great ways to get started, these boards allow you to embed any of these note cards, ultimately connecting to your host, your sensors and actuators, all very turnkey.
And so typically if I wanted to integrate cellular, Wi-Fi, and satellite in a product, I'd need to piece together a bunch of different modules into one product. So what are the limitations of doing that?
That can be really, really difficult. I mean, cellular to begin with is really challenging because sourcing a modem is actually the easiest part of working with cellular, right? You've got to build out, you got to get a SIM, you have to figure out certificate management, all of the other power supply design issues, everything else from hardware to firmware, ultimately to the cloud application and working with the network itself. What we really try to simplify is we package all those pieces in what's under the can in this device. Once you add in the second radio access technology, now you're dealing with keep outs, antenna design, where things actually get laid out on the board itself. And then you add a third, now every single time you add a module, you're basically just making it more complex to integrate that in a single product. And again, that's our cheat code that we want to give to customers, is to integrate that into a single module so you get all 3 of those without taking on the complexity of doing all that work yourself.
And so with No Card for Skylo, you have all 3 of these radio access technologies on one module.
Yeah.
Why would I need all 3 in one product? What are some applications that requires that?
Oh gosh, there's a lot of great ones out there. I mean, anything where you're dealing with critical infrastructure or where you're in a case where you are at the edge of the internet. I mean, this is where satellite has become such a powerful option for a lot of places, like a lot of industries like agriculture, logistics, right? Trucking, shipping, et cetera. A lot of those cases where devices either always moving or it lives at the edge of the internet or the edge of a cellular network, you're going to find cases where satellite makes a great failover, right? It's, I think, perfect for IoT as a failover, not necessarily as a primary technology, because you don't always need it. But when you need it, you want it to be there. And we've built this in such a way that what you're paying for with satellite is the data you use. You're not actually paying for a subscription onto the network. And so you can have the confidence or the trust that you can build satellite into the device. And if you never have to use it, that's fine. You're not paying for a subscription. You're just paying for the bytes that go over the network. When you do need it, you pay a few pennies per byte. It's there, right? And that's the beauty of it. If you don't need it, great. But if you do, you've got it and you're not paying for that insurance policy. It's baked into the product itself.
Awesome. So if I'm an engineer and I want to start integrating Note Card for Skylo into my products, how can I get started?
You can get started just as you would with anything else in the Blues ecosystem, which is great. You grab a note carrier. We have developer kits that actually package up some of these products into a single kit that you can start with, you can work with easily. We have host MCUs that you can use as well, or you can bring your own host. That's all really easy to use, but note carriers are the way to go. They take you from prototyping into pilots and low scale as well.
Awesome. Brandon, great to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
This is Blues at Embedded World 2026. If you want to find out more information about them, there'll be links in the description below. And as always, IPXers, stay disruptive.